Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new DC live stream. I'm your host, Matthew Battieri. I'm here with my co-host, Wasim Debussy. How are you, my man?
I'm outstanding. My man. But you forgot to play the bear market crypto meme.
Oh, I did too. I did forget. Well, you know what? We're going to just pause then. We're going to play the meme because it's a good meme, and I just want the viewers to make sure that they get in the full experience. So, guys, we'll be right back.
We can do a reaction video. How about we play the meme while we stay on the screen and react?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's some good ones.
Yeah, there's some good ones in that one.
It's good because I hadn't actually watched that video, so we actually get the first time reaction off me.
All right.
It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake emotion. It was all real emotion.
How's your week been, Matty? How's your week in crypto been?
Week in crypto, man. Well, the market's been sideways, so it's been pretty boring, if I'm honest. So yeah, you just I mean, we're trading in such a tight range. It's like $500 or something. It's just it's a yawn fest. But we are coming up to a big move, so that's what's going to be really exciting. Can't wait to present it to everyone in the TA section because yeah, big move coming, up or down. That is the question. And you got to stick around to the end of the stream to find out what I.
What are your thoughts on the Ethereum merge? So there's a bit of news that we're going to cover on Ethereum today. What are your thoughts on the Ethereum merge? Is it going to dump or pump?
Well, Ethereum's been known to start moving before Bitcoin does in the previous few bull markets. So, are we close to the end? Is Ethereum going to start its move? I do see signs in the Ethereum BTC chart that Ethereum is looking to outperform Bitcoin. Now, that means that both coins can lose money, so go down, but one may do so with a bigger percentage. So the charts are saying that Bitcoin is probably going to lose towards Ethereum. So yeah, both prices can go down, but just Ethereum might not take as big of a loss as Bitcoin. But we'll wait and see. I can't wait to show everyone what I see in the charts. So without further ado, let's head into the news with Wasim.
All right. Okay, guys. So first up, although the American government has been talking about quantitative tightening, they've gone ahead and cancelled $10,000 in federal student loan debt for most borrowers. So what Biden has he's announced recently is $10,000 in debt loan for most borrowers. So which means he is cancelling up to $20,000 for recipients of the Pell Grant, which this actually means that nearly 45% of borrowers, or almost 20 million people, will now have their debt fully cancelled by the White House. So this is one of the Biden's election promises, and he's coming through with it. So look, although this may seem good for the public, and yeah, it's going to give a lot of people relief, but the reality of this is quantitative easing, because the more it's not giving people money directly, it's another form of money printing. By removing that debt from people, it's actually, like giving them extra money that they can spend throughout. So this is more reason how they're trying to stimulate the economy, or they're trying to work with the economy, and they're not really sticking. I watched a video the other day which showed that the American government, or the Fed, is not really sticking to their quantitative tightening as much as they're saying. And this is just another way of quantitative easing, in my opinion. Next up, we have Ethereum is currently the most actively developed crypto. Polkadot ranked second. So the Ethereum blockchain, as we've been speaking about for a few weeks now, does have a big merge coming at the moment, or an upgrade, moving over to proof of stake away from proof of work. So there's a lot of speculation about this. But what this is showing is in the last 30 days or so, there's been more development happening on the Ethereum blockchain than any other blockchain. So there's a lot of people out there working. Others were Polkadot, Kusama, and Cardano have been the top ones that have had the most amount of work. So Ethereum had 401 projects. The next one is Polkadot with 400, Kusama with 400, 389 on Cardano. So even though we are in a bear market, there's still a lot of activity happening on the blockchain. Next up is another one about Ethereum. Ethereum Foundation confirms date for long-awaited merge upgrade. So the merge is coming and potentially sooner than we thought. So we're thinking maybe mid to late September, but now they're saying early to mid-September. So they scheduled it for about the 10th, between the 10th and the 20th of September. And this is the one, like, as you guys know, Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency out there. And this is something they've been talking about for years, moving away from proof of work to proof of stake. One of the highlights that did come out was moving towards proof of stake will then make Ethereum 99% more energy efficient. So they're looking around the energy usage. Vitalik also said it will be great for decentralization, although that has been disputed by a lot of critics, and we have spoken a little bit about this in the past. So interesting to see what's going to happen with Ethereum. We'd love to see what Matt's got to share with us coming up at the market update. Next one up, we have Binance launches zero-fee trading for Ethereum. So earlier this year, we also reported that Binance did zero trading for Bitcoin in a move to encourage more people coming when Coinbase is having some challenges. They want to attract the Coinbase clients over to Binance. So they said zero trading on Bitcoin. So if you buy and sell or swap Bitcoin, is trading. And now they've extended it over to Ethereum. So starting today or tomorrow in America, so 26th of July. So starting pretty much today, native, so you can trade Ethereum and BUSD and pay no fees. So what's happening is a lot of these exchanges, obviously not enough activity is happening. Some exchanges have already laid off people, but what Binance is trying to do is try not to lay people off and attract more people, and therefore try and find other ways in which they can attract more customers. And last one for the news highlight is Bitcoin trading doubles on DBS after June crash. So DBS is an investment company in Singapore, and what they stated was, recently there's been a massive increase in the amount of use of Bitcoin and of Bitcoin trading on their exchange. They also mentioned that that trading is a venue for the mothers or for the company's major income. But also they're talking about how even though we are in a bear market, it's still showing that still there's a lot of people looking and trading and wanting to get into Bitcoin. So the KBR says investors today can instead of seeking out investors today are seeking out safe harbors to trade and store their digital assets and the ongoing market volatility. So this is why people are moving towards these exchanges, in their opinion. And that's it for the market highlight. And over to you, Matty.
Thank you, mate. You might have a chat to your family members calling you Shamut in the comment section. You there?
What? Yeah. No.
Hey, friend of yours. He's back. The Oracle, the Crypto Morpheus is back. All right, guys, to our first tweet. So from Da Vinci, you think you are late to the crypto party, think again. So saying that there's only over 320 million crypto users and owners worldwide. Pretty interesting. Looks like I said, it's still 1.9%. Sorry, in 2020, more than 147 million people around the world were between the ages of 80 and 99, accounting for 1.9% of the global population, right? So if we're doubling this, then it looks like we've got 4% adoption, which is pretty good. So it seems like we're doing maybe 1% a year over the last year or so, because that seems to be quite high, because everyone was talking about 1 to 2% not that long ago. So if we're at 4%, that's pretty interesting that we've grown adoption that rapidly. Next, we got Michael Saylor. Since the dawn of history, the people with the biggest stick could easily take the person with the smallest stick's money until Bitcoin. So he's just talking about, obviously, banks and government, suppressing people. But now, obviously, we have our own currency. We can deal amongst each other without a third party and no one having their say on what we can and cannot spend our money on. So Bitcoin is giving a lot of people freedom. And that brings us, if you didn't watch our live stream last week, we talked about how we onboarded a new client this week, Luendo from where's he from? I have to bring Wasim back in. Where's Luendo from? Zambia, that's right. So it's giving people in Zambia who don't have a bank account the ability to start transacting amongst themselves, because right now they're transacting in phone data and other means and sources, but not through Visa cards and MasterCards. So this is going to be really interesting for the future of Africa. Peter Schiff, hashtag Biden's plan to forgive student loans is merely an attempt to buy votes. Clearly, the extension of the highly inflammatory moratorium on student loan repayments beyond the midterm election is pure politics. The 10 to 20,000 in direct debit forgiveness amount to outright bribe. So Wasim covered this in the first news article. This, not repaying loans and things like that and having decreased interest rates is what's got us in this position in the first place. So by basically giving and wiping billions of dollars of student loans off the sheet creates more debt and therefore creates more inflation, because it's kind of like giving a stimulus check to the student. So that's going to cause more issues, but he's saying that Biden wants some votes from the younger generation, and that might give it to him if he gets an extension on the election. Next, we got Ben Armstrong. Bitcoin bottom 3 to 5 weeks after midterm elections. November 28th is the date we are targeting for the BTC bottom. Next halving should be March, April 2024. New all-time highs, so that's 18 months away, by the way, guys. New all-time highs should be around December 16, 2024. Dates are estimates. Specific dates is just a reference. Look, at the end of the day, when we broke $47,000, BitBoy Crypto also said we'd never go below $47,000 again. And here we are today. So I like him. I used to watch him every day religiously for 3 years. And then I unsubscribed. When did I unsubscribe? Basically at the top of the cycle, when we started coming down, we hit that 48,000. Everyone's like, oh, we're going back on that bull run. He was completely wrong. And that's the thing. You like all influencers. If influencers make great calls when it comes to trading and stuff, you're going to keep watching because you start thinking, yeah, they know what they're talking about. But when people continuously get predictions wrong, it's just silly. Like, they shouldn't put themselves in that situation, because what they're doing, he has over 1 million followers. So imagine 1 million people not selling at 70K, not DCAing out, and then getting wrecked on the way down. Now we're in the bear market, probably panic selling because he said, no, we're going to go back up. We're going to go back up. So a lot of guys were doing that, and a lot of people probably get wrecked. And then you hear of some bad stories each and every bear market where people over leverage themselves. People committed suicide over the Terra Luna fiasco. So there's some hardships that people can encounter. And when you have so many followers, there is a certain standard you should abide by, so you don't give people financial advice and therefore wreck themselves. Anyways, I was ranting there. Next, that Martini guy says, everybody told me in the bull run I was so lucky to invest so early. I'm not lucky. I risked a lot in the previous Bitcoin bear market to get to where I am. Low prices are a blessing to normal people. It's just very few people actually buy the dip with any significance. That's right, yeah, because everyone right now, it seems like every big dip coincides with some sort of market-wide sell-off. And when people have got money in the market, if it's a stock market, it's crypto market, they start seeing things go down, they start panic selling. And it's not until we get that FOMO once again during the hype, where there's only maybe a 3 to 5x to be made, that they all tell themselves, oh, I should have bought it when it was low, I should have bought it when it was 3K, I should have bought it when it was $1, I should have bought it when it was $300. And this bear run is probably like, I should have bought at 17, 18, 19,000, and now it's, 350,000, for example, this next bull run, So we're not saying that you should buy, but dollar cost averaging is never a bad option, especially when we're, what I believe is 80%, 90% done in this bear market. So we've only got a bit more time here at the bottom, and we're going to start moving up. Alrighty, we're going to bring Wasim back in, talk about adoption highlights. Did you see me rant there? You should have come in, rescued me. I was just getting too passionate.
I did see you, but I left you because I've got to say I do agree. I was listening to Big Boy Crypto for a while, and then he just became a bit of a moon boy. And look, I'm sure he's got a lot of great stuff, but I did find others. Like one of my favorite ones right now is Idiot Trades, so I love following his stuff.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because these hype boys get you all hyped up, and then you can get wrecked. So guys, because back in the first bull run, when I was in the 2017 bull run, the people I was watching on YouTube are completely different to the people that I was watching 2 years from then, and then it's completely different again. So you start finding the people on the internet that actually know what the hell they're talking about. I was going to say the F word, thank God I didn't. And basically, you learn. It's like finding better people you can trust with making investments for you or giving you the right advice. And it's a dime a dozen out there. There's so many experts, quote unquote, on YouTube, and you just got to be careful. You got to do your own research, and you got to vet the people that you're looking to invest your money with, because if they give you a bad call, it's not they're not going to worry too much.
Yeah, well, look, to be honest, I actually don't even, I look at these things and hear what they want to say. And then we're fortunate enough that we've got a research team here. So if I hear anything interesting, I always go back and I throw it to our research team and go, hey, tell me more about this and whatnot. So that's one of the things, obviously, that, one of the benefits for Breakout members is they can do things like that. And have more than one eye look at this. And, we've got up to 10 people researching in our company. So when we throw it out to them, you're going to get different perspectives, and so
there's certain roles and responsibilities when it comes to leaders, especially influencers, like saying and doing things correctly, because we all know that they buy a coin, then do their top coin the following day, and then get their coin. They pump their own bags and then rinse and repeat. And it's kind of like a bit of manipulation. But if you're giving people the wrong advice, then it doesn't really come back to bite them these days. So just be careful out there. All right, we've ranted long enough.
Cool. All right, let's move over to adoption highlight. And first one from Finbold, where music star Miley Cyrus enters the metaverse with 2 trademark filings. So Miley Cyrus has filed for 2 NFT and metaverse trademarks, those being Miley and Miley Cyrus, as per her tweet from the NFT and metaverse attorney. They've also, so this article is also talking about that there is now a growing, trend with the obviously the actors, stars, and whatever you want to call them. Billie Eilish did the same thing. Snoop Dogg also did a couple of trademarks for the metaverse, including Uncle Snoop and Uncle Snoops. And what also is interesting is there's, at the moment in America, there's 27 new NFC trademarks being filed every single day. So since between January 1 and May 31st, 2020, there was over 4,000 new NFT trademarks being filed for in America. So it shows that the NFT space is so early on, and it's so there's so much opportunity in it. Okay, moving over to the next one. Nearly half of Americans have heard of NFTs. So this is just another research report, and what they spoke about in this one is that over 49% of Americans have heard of NFTs. So it's again showing more how many people have heard of it. However, it shows that only 46 of those that have heard of it have dabbled in crypto. And it also showed that 46% of people are currently dissatisfied with their investment. And only 16% of investors say that they perform better than they expected, and nearly a third are, is on par to what they expected. And 88% of Americans are familiar with crypto at the same time, but only 16% have invested so far. Now, what this tells me is we are in a bear market right now. And as Matt was saying, people change, and, we've had a lot of new adoption. And like you see in one of my other articles, how much new adoption we've had. But one of the things are, a lot of people that just came in haven't learned properly. They don't know what to expect. They don't understand that we're in a bear market. They don't understand that right now is the best time to be dollar cost averaging in. They don't understand that you got to look for these opportunities now, because the next bull cycle is where you're really going to get the payoff. Generational wealth happens now, which is why we feel and see that so many people are probably dissatisfied with the results. And moving on. Which one? Okay, so KeyCoins into the metaverse survey shows that Indian adoption of Bitcoin and crypto, with 56% of respondents saying that the asset class is the future of finance. So what this is showing is 115 million investors aged between 18 and 60 of India's population currently or have traded Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. And another 10% of Indians, now you got to remember, India has 1 billion people there, right? So another 10% of Indians are crypto curious. So 115 million investors in India, that's like 4.5 times Australia's population of just crypto investors out there in India. And also, when you look at the numbers, it's also saying that there was another article that I read, I think I might have missed it, that right now new research has shown that crypto investors, there's 320 million crypto investors around the world. So this is showing that about 1/3 of them come from India. And also what that tells us is that only about 4% of the world's population have invested in crypto. This is how early we are to this space. For those of you that are still on that fence, you got to understand that we are so early in this space, and there's so much opportunity as we're seeing right now. 41% of respondents stated that they were unsure which cryptocurrencies to invest, and others struggled with risk management. So this is showing that, although that people are investing or wanting to get invested, they still don't understand that. And this is where education really comes very, very important, especially when it comes to taxes and understanding, what is a portfolio, how to manage your risk and whatnot, so that you can have the best possible outcome. And obviously that's where we come in. So if you are on that side, on that fence, and you need that help and want to get a bit of understanding, please reach out. We're always here to help. Lastly is the NFT revenues. Nike's NFT revenue surpasses 185 million despite crypto winter. So although we are in a crypto winter, the Nike NFT was one of the highest performing NFTs in Q2. And particularly showing that it's made over $185 million in revenue, even though the price of the Nike NFT has gone down. So it's showing that, still the NFT market is still so early. And it's also showing that, we've got a long way to go with NFTs. Like, you've got new companies like Adidas, a lot of new companies getting into the NFT place because they can see the future. Again, just reiterates my message of how early we are on this space. And that's it from Adoption Highlight, guys. And over to you, Manny. Oh, I missed that one. Did I?
You missed one?
I did.
You got one to go.
Oh, okay. No, I must have closed it by accident. Okay. So this one is actually, no, I did miss that one. I don't have it on my list.
That's right. We can cover it next one. We can cover it on Friday.
We'll cover it next week.
Alrighty, guys, let's move on to the market analysis. We are on the daily scale. Let me just move into the price action. So basically, for the last week, Bitcoin has been super boring, basically ranging between, 21,700 and 20,700. So $1,000 range in a week. That's very boring for Bitcoin. That's just a 5% move. Obviously, if you're a day trader, fantastic. You can still move these. You can still see these or still capitalize on these small moves. But for swing traders like myself, it's been a bit boring. So looking for a breakout very soon, up or down. That is the question. So I'm going to turn on a couple more of my indicators. We've got market cipher. I can see on the daily scale that we have this green wave this is green money flow. That means money was entering the market, and we can see that was followed by a decent pump from about 23,000 to 25,000. Now, but that money wave is coming back down, and it's looking to cross back over and turn into a red wave. Now, we can see that every previous time that we had green money flow going into red money flow, like right here, if I create a vertical line, we can then double check it on the price. We went from $40,000 to where we are now, and this is on the daily scale. So could this be the commencement of the big dump down to where I think we're going to end up, which is around $13,000, or could we go lower? I think we're going to get supported around 5 figures. I don't think we'll ever see a 4-figure Bitcoin, but then again, I'd love to be wrong, because that would be an absolute steal, and that would freak a lot of people out. So we might even get a quick wick down there. You know, people just get absolutely freaked out over their mind that crypto is going to die, and we'll see an absolute cascading effect. And when we talk about absolute cascading effect, let's look at some of the previous, collapses that we've had. So over two weeks, we went down 50% here on Bitcoin. There was absolute panic. Here we go here again. Went down 45%, absolute panic. And probably the most famous one that I saw 2 dumps live, and I'll always remember these. So we had the COVID one. I measured that incorrectly. Hold on, because I don't want to give you false. That was 60% over 2 weeks. It was pretty wild to see. And then there was this back dump right here. I watched this one live as well. So this is like, when you watch these live, it's like life flashing before your eyes. It's like seeing a train wreck, and you're just like smiling ear to ear, because it's like watching an action movie or a thriller. Your heart's pumping. You're trying to see where the bottom is. Can you catch the bottom? And it's really cool to watch live, especially if you're a trader. You get a bit of a thrill out of it. So what we can see here as well, on the weekly scale, we can see that the stochastic RSI moving averages are looking to cross over. And if we just literally draw a line every time that has occurred in history, let's have a look at what happens, and it's never good. So let's just do the last 3. I can't be bothered. So the first one we had on this chart that I can show you, we went from 53,000. And 53,000 down to we dropped 25%. Okay, so this is another bear signal. Okay, so we just talked about money flow on the daily scale. We're now talking about stochastic RSI crossovers. So that was the first one. This one right here, we're still going through it, guys. That was the last time we had a daily one. We're at 74%, but let's just go local to where we got a decent bounce. So we'll go this one. So that was 40%. Even if I go down here, that's 50%. So that was pretty nasty as well. And let's just do this last one. I mean, from there to there, we're already talking about 45%. So could we do another 45% from where we are? Let's just do one more just for fun, right? We're just going to do one more for fun. Here we go. So this was mid bull market. We dropped 28%. All right. So let's just do from where we are now. And I'm going to just measure it from this. Let's go 28% worst case. We're looking at 15,800. And if we do 45%, we're looking at $12,000. So, I'm pretty sure I'm letting you know where I think it's going. The stochastic RSI's crossed over on the 5-day, and look, the vertical lines that I drew pretty much align with the 5-day, and look what's happened each time. We're in the red money flow on the 5-day. We just printed a red dot. The MACD has started to print lighter colored histogram bars, which indicates basically the top, because as you can see, they start at dark green. The top, look at that. So these vertical lines also very close to the stochastic tops, where we start seeing a discoloration from a dark green to a light green. I mean, guys, I could keep going all day, and we're below the 20 period moving average on the weekly. We're below the 20 period moving average on the daily. We've also changed from a green 20 EMA to a red EMA, which signals a sell. And then the stochastic is also looking to cross over on the daily, and that looks pretty imminent. So guys, all I can tell you is I was hoping we'd at least come back up here for possible short, because I believe we were going down, but looks like we didn't even, we're nowhere near 23,500. But this point of control is looking weaker and weaker, and we keep just barely bouncing off it. So we could see some low prices once again. Where would I be looking? Where would I be looking? Let me just do, I think I had the right fib there. Let me just change this to complete fib. Oh, is it complete fib 2.0? Yeah, that'll do. Oh no, it's a complete fib 2.0. Yeah. All right. So let's look at where we could possibly see some. I've got it the wrong way. Let me do that way. There we are. So we could see, yeah, some, down here, the 1.618 at 19,000 could be, that is our next major low. So this was a major low, hence why we're seeing a bounce here. But the next major low is here. So yeah, we'll probably get a bounce around 19,000. That lines up with the minus 1.618, which is the golden pocket, but in the inverse direction for a fib expansion. So I could talk all day about this, but yeah, guys, it's not looking good. I'm going to bring Wasim back in to cheer us up. Wasim, hit us with some updates. I've just given people some bad news. I think that the price is going to go lower, which is not good.
Well, the good news is we've got Siri here again. I don't see you with your dog coming up on the screen every week, but she's actually just eating food. Look, the good news is when in doubt, always zoom out. We're in this for the long term. If prices go down, it's just an opportunity for us to be able to dollar cost average in. The lower the average we can get our Bitcoins to be at, the better it's going to be for us long term. We're in this for the next 2 to 3 years, or we're hoping, we're expecting the next bull cycle to be in the next 2 years. So for me, the lower it goes, the better it is, because I can get more Bitcoin. The longer it goes on for, the more I can accumulate. Because I wish I was accumulating back in 2013, 2000, in those days, and now the price is still much higher than it was back then.
And if you're not an investor, keep watching our channel, keep getting educated, keep doing your own research. And when you think the time is right that you want to start investing, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to jump on a call to walk you through some basics about purchasing your first cryptocurrencies. And we'd rather you do it safely. So you keep coming back, you continuously reinvest in this system, because the more people are educated and knowledgeable about how to stay safe and secure, with being their own bank, the more people are going to want to jump into the space, which is good for everyone, because that's going to increase the amount of liquidity there is in the market. So, guys, we hope that you got a lot out of today's DC live stream. We can't wait to see you guys on Friday. That's it from me.
Tuesday, mate. Today's Friday.
Today's Friday. I was ready to work another 3 days. Don't tell Michael.
Another 3 days. I'm
working all weekend. So, Michael, if you're watching, mate, see, this is the things that I do. I'm going to work all weekend because I thought it was Tuesday. So you get an extra 2 days of work out of me for no extra cost.
Oh, I love it. See, this is what I love about our team. Everyone's here because they love being here and they're doing it from the heart. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday, and stay safe out there.